And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, as well, Inside Sports, Fantasy Football. Of course, myself, I'm going to try and see if I can sneak in a solo episode for you guys out there catching us on Inside Sports Fantasy Football with some picks as well. I didn't want to disturb Chris Ardieri. I know Joe Soro is heading to Arizona, I believe it is, for his Thanksgiving holiday season. So I will go ahead and sneak in a solo episode just for a few to give you some picks for this weekend, plus talk about what's going on Inside Sports Fantasy Football. Also, as well, want to go ahead and make sure you out there know about, there you go, Joe's Game Corrupt is now available on Steam. Please go ahead and buy it. 3, 4, 5 copies if you can. Go ahead and get it today. It is Corrupt on Steam. It is now available, according to Joe. Corrupt on Steam. Coreupt on Steam. Also here today, coming up as far as this is concerned, we got make sure we got some good stuff for you. And of course, also as well, want to go ahead and make sure we give a shout out to John Costas, Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Hopefully he will stop on by. Also the Lakerholics crew. Also everyone, of course, also as well at Empire Jeff TV, Lakers in 5, John McKaylian channel, Yo, and Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, of course. Please go ahead and support all these great channels. Stone Hansen, Alfred Esmond, The Legend 350. But don't forget to go ahead and give us that like and subscribe. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. We just need 80 more to get you in on there. So please go ahead and support us by hitting the like, hitting the subscribe. Become a member today. Get emojis, badges. There's still a lot of emojis out there. In fact, I think is there a magic? I'll make a Magic Man emoji. There you go. We'll get a Magic Man emoji out there for you guys. Magic Man emoji. Got a John emoji. You get all those emojis, badges. You get videos sent to you. I've got videos I got ready to upload for you for members, but you can only do that if you're a member for $2.99 a month. Great deal right here from all of us here at the Lakers Fast Break. Before we get into anything on the Lakers' big victory today, 119-101, it is great to have a returning man indeed. He is the madman from Toronto. He did get out of Toronto traffic to come on by, to stop on by for this Thanksgiving holiday. It is, of course, the guy who told me he was coming on 2 weeks ago. Better late than never. Toronto traffic sucks. It is a good man indeed. It is Magic Man Sean Grice. Magic Man, before we get into the game, want to get you, let me get you off mute. So I add you on while you're typing. All right. Got you off mute. You repeat after me. I've got the holy book here for Lakers fans. So repeat after me. I, Sean Grice.
I, Sean Grice.
With a sound mind and for the ladies, even sounder body.
With sound mind and sounder body.
Yes, especially for the ladies.
Especially for the ladies.
Will hereby say anytime that I get upset or mad.
Will hereby say whenever I get upset or mad.
Okay, at Gerald.
At Gerald.
I will mercilessly take it out on Joe Soro.
I will mercilessly take it out on Joe Soro.
If I should get mad at anyone in the world's greatest chat room known as the Lakers Fast Break.
If I should get anyone mad in the world's greatest chat room known as the Lakers Fast Break.
I will also take it mercilessly out on Joe Soro.
I will also take it out mercilessly on Joe Soro.
If I get mad at any one of the fellow panelists on the show.
If I get mad at any of the panelists on the show.
I will also mercilessly take it out on Joe Soro.
I will mercilessly take it out on Joseph Soro.
And last but not least, if I get mad at Joe Soro.
If I get mad at Joe Soro.
I'll go off on that MFer any day of the week.
I will go off on that MFer any day of the week.
All right, you're back in the LFB. All right, indeed. You had to do that initiation process. Blah 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 blah. You're back in the LFB again. All right, great to have you back. It is, of course, the Magic Man, Sean Grice. Before we get to Magic Man's thoughts and also John Costa's clutch talk and Lakers corner, want to go ahead and mention again, if for all and everybody's coming in, but where is everybody? Okay, we didn't lose today, so everybody, please come in today. I know everybody likes to be here when we lose, but please be here when we win as well. Of course, the Lakers come into today on a 3-game losing streak. Fingers are being pointed at, blames being made. But one of the things we've been saying for a while is, for the love of God, this team is not very good defensively. Can you please just keep Dalton Connect in the starting lineup? And sure enough, JJ mentioned after last night's drubbing in the second half, you know what? I might have made a mistake in not keeping Dalton Connect in the starting lineup, and it ruined his rhythm. It ruined his flow, just like I said, just like other people have been saying. So we may consider putting him back in the starting lineup. But lo and behold, less than 24 hours later, look who's in the starting lineup. None other than Dalton Connect. Now, was he the only reason the Lakers won today? No, but him coming in there, giving you offense, giving you 15 points, giving you 3-pointers, giving you things that Cam Reddish cannot give you, obviously helped the Lakers as they started off strong. They closed up the first half well, and after a slight bump in the third quarter, turned it on halfway through and rode their way to an easy victory, which is what they needed tonight. A strong performance and comeback over a team that was building a lot of confidence in the San Antonio Spurs, 117-99. And here today, back again after his initiation process, is a good man indeed. It is, of course, the madman from Toronto. It is Sean Grice. And Sean, great to have you back. Your thoughts on tonight's game? The Lakers 11-7, heading into the Thanksgiving break. Not exactly, the kind of, I guess the kind of performance as far as overall in the season that everybody, was hoping for, especially when we got up to such a great start at 10-4. But maybe this win will take them into the Thanksgiving weekend, and as the schedule gets a little bit tougher, maybe that will help build confidence to help them win more games.
Absolutely, Gerald. I know we've got the Thunder coming up, and uh, s- they're without Chet Holmgren, but Chet really doesn't play well against us anyway. So hopefully, it will propel us to a winning streak over the weekend. I thought this game was kind of a microcosm of the whole season, so to speak. The Lakers ran out of the first quarter with a flurry of activity, very focused. There was crisp looks. Then there was kind of a lot of sloppy play as we saw in the third quarter. That 12 to 15 point lead you gained. Spurs got it within five, four, five, six. But then the Lakers were able to rally and put together some good possessions. And I'm very, very encouraged by JJ Redick's ability to understand um, time and sequence out there, especially when the Spurs went up. I believe that was an 8-0 run, and they cut the lead from 12-4. He
Yes.
immediately called timeout, got the group together, and they ran off three straight possessions with points and were able to extend the lead. That is not something we saw last year with the previous coaching staff. So kudos to JJ. I thought Connect played a pretty decent game as well through 18 games. I think the progress report on Dalton is very positive. Um, you know, Despite him being a rookie, we're not going to neg at all here. He's actually performed very well, so much so that JJ's put him in the starting lineup and with good cause. It's obviously a boost and a boon to him as a rhythm shooter. Also, kudos to two players I didn't expect I'd give kudos to this early. Max Christie. Um, while the point production comes and goes, it's not consistent yet. His maturation is. He doesn't get. We don't see him slumping as much. Like I don't. I see a big different Max Christie as far as missing shots or missing assignments. He's get up and go. Uh, brush dust yourself off. And believe it or not, Gerald, I mean, Gabe Vincent gave us 0 points, but he also didn't gave us 0 turnovers too. So as much as we're getting 0, 0, 0, 0 from Gabe, he's not turning the ball over like he did last year when his shot was just, oh my goodness, that was a disaster.
Well, you're right, Sean, but it could have been worse. You could have played 17 minutes and not scored. Oh, wait, that was Cam Reddish. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, I yes, we have to bring up Cam Reddish, unfortunately. One half of the cardio bros is not giving us anything other than empty calories out there.
Again, that's what happens when you fill your team full of one-way players. When it goes that one way, it goes pretty hard. But once again, the Lakers do win in relatively easy fashion, 117-99. And also here today is a good man indeed. He is the mastermind behind not only one, but two NBA channels you need to check out, Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. It is a good man indeed. It is, of course, the president of the D'Angelo Russell fan club. You notice I would like to say that today, on a day that D'Angelo did good. I don't like to troll him too much when he does bad, but this year's been kind of bad. But today was great for D'Angelo Russell. It is John Costa. John, great to have you here, my friend. The return of Magic Man. All is right in the world. He did his initiation process. You notice we're already getting our cheap shots in on Joe. Whether he's here or not, we'll do it anyways. But John, I want to ask you this, by the way. Again, good luck to all kidding aside, Joe on Corrupt. I'm hoping he will do mega business on that. And if you are in the fighting game genre, go ahead, Corrupt on Steam. John, let me ask you this though: a really solid 4 quarters effort. They came out. I was kind of worried in the second half. Third quarter started out a little sluggish, like Sean says. They got the lead down to 4, but JJ called the timeout, found some structure, made some adjustments, and finally showed us he could go ahead and coach. Mind you, it's against a fellow rookie coach as opposed against a world championship coach like Budenholzer, and then, of course, the game before it. But still, I'll take what I can get, and a win is a win any way you can slice it. Your volume's off, man. I don't know why yeah, you're having the Sean issue on playback. Yeah, you're
Is that
there
better
you
or
go.
no?
Hey, there you go. All right.
All right, all right. Look, so check it out, guys. First of all, what's up, Adam? What's up, Jay? What's up, everybody in the chat? Xbox. Good to see everyone, man. Great Laker win. I'm always in a better mood after a great Laker win, man. And we got Magic Man in the building. Magic Man, my brother. It is great to see you, brother. But let's talk about the game. Sean, Gerald, it's funny because you said, you bring up the D'Angelo Russell fan club. But the thing is, every game I have to address questions. Every game in the chat, somebody is bringing up the fact that I'm the D'Angelo Russell fan club president, and a lot of times I got to address to his horrible play. I mean, to his horrible play.
But 17
And
points today off the bench, my friend.
there we go.
No complaining
There,
today.
no complaining today. And this is the D'Angelo Russell that I like to see. And you know what's crazy, y'all? He wasn't even really playmaking like that. I think he only had 5 assists. He wasn't even doing it to the level that we know that he can do it. I mean, he's an elite playmaker at getting those easy lobs to AD or Hayes or Koloko, all those bigs, right? Or even just getting some easy backdoor cuts to a Rui cut and baseline. But his shooting was what we needed. Like, this is the D'Lo, and I hope, because he is such a rhythm player, I hope he rides this rhythm and rides this wave and just continues to look, man, we don't need you to give us 20 points. I heard they were talking about like he hasn't scored 20 in like X amount of time or whatnot. But look, you can give us a performance like this every single night. I think this team, hey, this team is our chances just get a lot better because our bench can get deeper because we can have a D'Lo off the bench to be able to give us a 17, and that changes everything because benches are very important in this league.
So you had a screen up there, Magic Man. I don't know what I was because I
Oh,
saw the different.
sure, Gerald. I'll share it again if you just want to blow it up for the crew.
I'll try when you bring it back on and make it available. I would be able to do
Yep.
that.
All right.
So
Here we go.
there you go.
Yep. So as far as efficiency goes, I mean, we're right there with the Brooklyn Nets as far as good O and bad D.
That
And
pretty much tells you all you need to
yeah,
know.
and that was pretty much the story of tonight. It was good O and bad D.
Well, this was their best defensive performance in some time. Maybe that if you want to credit the Lakers defense or the terrible shooting by San Antonio, both teams had the same excuse, playing within less than 24 hours. So you know what? And they both had travel. So there's really no excuse. And San Antonio's outside of Paul and Barnes are the younger team. No excuses, Magic Man. They just didn't come to play. And for a team at home, those are games you want to win.
100%, Gerald. I mean, if you've got a back-to-back and your opponent has a back-to-back, those are the games you got to win. Especially in the NBA. You cannot afford to take nights off, and if you haven't had a night off and your opponent hasn't had a night off, like you said, Gerald, no excuse whatsoever for a poor effort because that other team played the night before too. They have the same jelly in their legs that you do. It's about who executes, and hats off to the Lakers. They found a way to gut it out.
So I
Mia,
ask
hold
you,
on.
yep.
Mia San Mia. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Wimby's overrated. That's crazy. I think I was talking to my brother. I was like, man, my brother asked me. He was like, how good do you think this guy could be? And I'm like, ain't no telling. This guy is a 7-footer pulling from Damian Lillard range. He has the ability to pull from Damian Lillard range. I'm not saying he does it every single time. He passes on pick and rolls. Like, man, he can literally do a little bit of everything. So, I mean, ain't no telling. It really, yeah, BTS dance studio for real.
John, if sorry, Gerald,
Please go ahead.
as we detract from the Lakers, I I th- I I don't agree that he's overrated. I think that's a superfluous statement. That being said,
That's a good
who
word.
would you gentlemen say is the second best two-way player on the Spurs?
Second best two-way player on the Spurs would probably be
Vassell?
Vassell?
Probably Vassell or Keldon.
Right. And I think I think it's incumbent upon everybody to realize that you need to surround even a franchise transcendent superstar with talent, right, Gerald?
Well, I also think with Wembanyama, and believe me, I have financial reasons why I'm also hoping that he will bust out and become the player that I think he can. He did not have the meteoric rise this season so far that I think a lot of people were expecting. It's only an incremental rise, so I think that's why there's still a lot of haters for him out there. But again, I think a lot of that is shot selection with him. He's taking way too many threes, and he just doesn't have a consistent enough stroke at this time. So if that's the case, as your coach, instead of just saying, you know what, you do what you want, put him in a position to succeed. Get him in a position where he can make easier shots until he finds extended range a little bit more consistently. But right now, when you're chucking up 7 to 15 shots from beyond the three, it's like the AD thing where I always argue with people. Why do you have AD shooting threes? Again, missing tonight instead of where he's more efficient at down below. You have a 7'5" guy shooting 10 to 15 3-pointers a game from outside, and he's not efficient at them yet. better make sure that if you were the coach, to try and put him in a better place for success. And I think that's part of the reason why he hasn't had the meteoric rise, is because it's not based off the talent. It's based off of who's coaching and how they're coaching him at this point in time. So that's
Yeah.
my
No,
yeah.
I mean, I feel that, and look, like I feel two ways about that. So I could be very old school, and old school guys are like, man, if you're a big, get your butt down there and stay in that post and go get it done. Like it's simple mathematics. You're not as big as me. You're not as strong as me. I'm just gonna bully you out of the way, or I'm just gonna hold the ball over here, and it's just simply out of your reach, and you can't do anything about it. But with that being said, I do think that kind of kills any skill development. And you know what I'm saying? Like any skill develop, any true skill development, right? Like, yeah, for sure. Wemby can. Did y'all see that freaking one that he out on Austin Reeves? That was insane,
With
you
one
guys. Like
hand.
that was like that right there. I was telling my brother that right there is what I would do if I was playing with like elementary kids with me. Guys, this is the fucking NBA. I don't even mean to cuss like that. He did that to an NBA player. Like that's what we do if we were playing against like elementary kids. He literally caught it with one hand and just threw it in there. That's wild. But at the same time, there's no real skill in that. Like, yeah, I mean, the hand-eye coordination is pretty crazy, but he's already halfway up there, right? So
But
like,
BTS
at,
also mentioned it too. He's only 20 years old. So as he matures, his game should mature as well.
and I think that the stronger he gets, he'll go more inside to bang. But I think that, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think he really wants to bang every single night in the 82 game season with all these strong ass NBA players. So he's like, you know what? I'll take my skill development and shoot some of these threes, and I have to bang as much down low. Which eventually at some point in his career, he's gonna have to cross that bridge, and he's gonna have to get in that weight room because no team is gonna be like, yeah, Wemby just take 9 threes every single game. Like you better get your ass in there for at least some of the game, and for that he's gonna have to get in the weight room.
And for a traditional like big, one of the big kind of differentiators was can you establish yourself in the post in one-on-ones? And it looks like Wemby, for whatever reason, doesn't want to go one-on-one. And I think Gerald, if I was Mitch Johnson, Matt Wells, and that Spurs coaching staff, I would encourage him to be aggressive along the baseline, because at the very least you're going to have a team committing fouls on you, and that's going to lead to either you getting more foul shots or the Spurs getting more foul shots. And you would think, Gerald, with a guy like Wemby, you would be a top 5, top 10 team as far as free throws are concerned, and it's just not happening. The Spurs sputter. I mean, let's be honest. With all due respect to Chris Paul, I mean, you're not the same Chris Paul you were even 4 years ago, and you're not helping Wemby develop the way he needs to.
Yeah, that's why our mail was in there tonight. I know that they're trying to reward him for his good work. I think they're saving Olivari. I know he's been on the bench for one game, but I really think that they're saving Olivari for later, so when they can use up his games that he's allowed to do as a two-way player. But once again, it is the Lakers fast break. It is, of course, John Costa from Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner, along with the Magic Man, Sean Grice. He has returned to us right here at the Lakers fast break. No Joe. We get Sean. Is this a trend? Is this a coincidence? We'll let you guys ponder that. We'll find out. But again, John, let me ask you this. When you see the Lakers play like this and put this kind of game together, where they actually looked halfway decent on defense, let's not, say, hey, they looked, great on defense, only held a team of 99 points. I think at point in times there were still some things I didn't like to see, but for the most part, again, it was probably one of their best performances on defense this year. But for the most part, this season, defensively, it has been not good, and they've been relying on their offense. I understand that, those detractors from what some people were saying about having Dalton connect in that starting lineup was like, okay, he's not good at defense. Why are you having him in there in the starting lineup? I said the dynamics of having Dalton in there, it's the thought, it's the fact that you have someone that people have to game plan for people have to go ahead and be able to map out for. When he's on that 3-point line, people have to stay to him. So it just opens up the lane. There's so many better things to happen, John, when you have Dalton connect in that starting lineup ahead of Cam Reddish.
Absolutely, and that's honestly one of the things that I was really happy to see with JJ Redick making this change because is this game 18 of the season, right? Game 18 or game 19 of the season, I believe.
Lakers are 11-7, so yes, this was
Okay,
game 18.
so essentially, less than 20 games into the season, JJ Redick is not too stubborn, and he's able to make a change. Yeah, we remember the Darvin Ham era? How this man was just sworn and married to Cam Reddish, sworn and married to that 3-guard lineup, and no matter what happened, no matter how bad we got popped by, it would run right back. And again, I don't blame him. I talked about this on the last show. A lot of coaches are very stubborn because they're like, you know what, my way, and that's my philosophy, and that's the only way I coach. Okay, sounds good. But you know what, brother? I work in sales, and I've learned something. What works one quarter may not work next quarter, and that may not work the following quarter. So you know what, man? You got to always reinvent and be able to work on the fly. And what JJ Redick did, less than 20 games to the season, realizing like, oh damn, I made a mistake. You know what? Let me get Dalton back in here. Would love to. I just want to give him his credit, and as long as he doesn't go back to Rue for whatever reason, like I think it should be clear. If LeBron James and Anthony Davis are going to be in the starting lineup, Dalton Connect better be in there too, because for exactly what Gerald says, spacing, shooting, list goes on and on and on. So, yeah.
Big shout out to Search and Destroy, who did a great job during playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Shout out to Laker Nick as well, and Henry Hill, along with Sean and John, for being the guys heading up the playback broadcast as well. Search, the best moderator out there, covering any Lakers channel that's out there, the Lakers Fast Break, and everywhere you see him, all the other channels that he's on. He's the best there is, no doubt about that. But Magic Man, let me get you back into this as far as the question here. I have for you 18 games in. Lakers are in 5th place in the Western Conference. It looks like Brooklyn may be beating right now. Of course, Phoenix, 119-101. I'm sorry. It's 116-102 with 5.5 minutes left. Also, as well, you have Denver winning, though, on the road. But both those teams are looking up at the Lakers. You're surprised when I tell you that. I don't know where you had them at the beginning of the season. Most of our analysts had them 6th place or below. In fact, all of our analysts had them either 6th place or below. In some cases, really below. Your thoughts on, are you happy with where the Lakers are at 11-7 and 5th place in the Western Conference?
Yes, I am. At this point in time, I thought, if we were 500 or better, I would point to some positive returns on that, and this is much better. I think Phoenix is just going to be streaky all year, Gerald. Honestly, I think they're win 5, lose 3, go 8-2 in a 10-game stretch, and then they could go 5-5. So I think the Lakers, Nuggets, and Suns are pretty much steady. I'm more surprised at us than I am at the Nuggets and Suns, but I think we're all basically in the same boat.
Okay. I get that. I understand it. And like I said, at 11-7, 5th place, that is above what I expected them to be at. I know that John we see the fact that when you expose the Lakers, it's not a pretty sight, but if you can able to get the Lakers to shoot well as a team, you get them in the right position offensively. They can outscore teams tonight. It was just rather easy from the get go, John. I'm not sure how many more games like this we're going to have. I don't expect one in OKC coming up, but as the schedule gets tougher, still, the 30 game bar that this channel set for Joe and I in regards to the olives that we have to eat, but or also as well for Rob Pelinka, who set the 30 game threshold to evaluate this team. There's still a lot of tough games to go, John, and a lot of evaluation we still have left to do for this team, John.
Yes, there is, Gerald. There's a lot of evaluation, and that's why I don't want to get too high on this because yes, I do play some good defense, but I don't think it's it's kind of like what the whole in season tournament thing, how we won that championship, right? It's like it's dope and all, and I'll never turn down winning, but I could never sit there in a barbershop conversation and try to be like, "Yo, we have an in-season tournament championship." Like that just holds no validity. Kind of to what I'm trying to say here. I think saying, "Hey, we held the Spurs to 99, which is I believe what we held. Yeah, we held no to 101. Held the Spurs to 101. Great, but I think when Wimby goes 2 for 9 as a team, they don't shoot too great. I don't know how much validity really holds. So, look, I want to see it against some higher teams.
We'll see. Again, Rob Pelinka has set the 30 game threshold. It's where he wants to evaluate this team, Sean. I know that already a lot of people have talked about the Lakers' depth or lack thereof, a lot of which he created for this team, a lot of dead spots on the roster, as I've said on more than one occasion. I mean, once you look at past what, man, 8, 7, it gets pretty rough there on players who can consistently help a team. I mean, you got a great contribution tonight from Christie, but this is a guy who got the $32 million contract. A lot was expected out of him. Rob had high hopes for him. He has been in and out of the lineup. He was the sixth guy coming off the bench to start the season. He lost a spot because he could not consistently score the basketball, and his defense was all over the place as well. But today he found a good rhythm. Today, back-to-back plays where he blocked a shot and scored a layup. Looked good today. Why can't he find consistency? He's still a young player. I get that. But he's now in his third year in the league. This is where he's got to come into his own, and we've got to see more games like you saw tonight.
100%, Gerald. We need to see more diamond in the rough rather than just rough.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah. But the maturation is there, Gerald. I see it. I think a lot of other Lakers fans see it as well. He's not getting so down on himself. He's being better to himself out there. I One aspect I think that, and it's not just Max, it's basically the whole team outside of Anthony Davis, is more communication on defense. If you need to ask for help or need more guidance on a defensive assignment, I think it would portend well for him to just, hey guys, like if that pick and roll is coming up and he's hedging hard, you got to let me know so I can make an adjustment. So either Rui or whoever is the other wing out there has potential to cover for me, because AD said it a few days ago, I believe, Gerald, where we just got to communicate better. That's basically where the bugaboo is right now defensively. We're not communicating out there. It's almost as if you stop breathing, right? And you end up losing your spot or losing your place and you get out of rhythm. But that block was nice. That sequence where he blocked a shot, went back down and finished with the layup was the cleanest possession I've seen Max Christie have in the NBA. And I think it's just a small window in what he can accomplish. But yeah, you're open, take the shot. Don't worry if you make or miss. This is a new regime. They're not gonna pull you if you miss a couple of shots. Just keep shooting, keep playing hard. If he does those things, Gerald, I think we will see that diamond in the rough.
So let me ask you this, because Sean, I have a question coming up for you by M20. Well, actually, you know what, Sean, it's been a while. So John, I'll get to you in a sec, my friend. M24 asked you, Sean, your thoughts on what you think this team needs and how or what you could see as a trade that could get it done.
Ooh, okay. So you either need a flex front court player, and the two guys that come to mind right now, and they both have decent contracts, is different players, but Chris Boucher and Cam Johnson. I think Boucher improves your rebounding and your interior defense. His defense has really improved. Cam Johnson allows you to spread the floor. I think he's a great fit in between Rui and AD. I think his game just is fitted for Anthony Davis. And Gerald, there is a team in Northern California right now that has a problematic point guard who is going to ask for a trade request, I think, because if you've been watching the Sacramento Kings play
They've
this
been
year,
struggling.
they've been struggling, and he looks like a sour puss on the bench. I really don't think he has embraced the DeMar DeRozan experience in
Well, I thought that
Sacramento.
was a great fit with what they were doing previously. I just didn't think, because he has such a different type of game. They're an up and down team. They're scoring the ball. They have such a high octane offense, and then you bring a guy in that needs isos, that needs picks, that shoots 20-footers. Great mid rangers, great, one of the best mid range shooters in the league. But still, it's just not a game that meshes well with Sacramento, and plus defensively, he's not going to help you there. So, yeah, Sacramento's been struggling. I don't know how much Jay Crowder, because they dusted him off and signed him to a contract. Maybe it'll work the same as Elfrid Payton for New Orleans, or Brandon Boston for New Orleans, even though that hasn't helped him win games. My God, Elfrid Payton, they dusted off, and look, he got 17 points, 21 assists the other night, and I was like, man, or 14
Well,
points, 21
and
assists,
and Gerald,
man.
you know that the second De'Aaron Fox says I want out of Sacramento, Rob's going to be on the phone because
They don't have
that.
it for him.
Oh, I know we don't. But like, the question was asked. The q- that
Of course.
guard, that guard in that city on this team, that's a game changer, Gerald. That's a game changer if somehow you got De'Aaron Fox.
That may happen. That may happen indeed. Good point there. John, now that you've had
Let
some
me.
time to think about it, let's go ahead and have you answer M24's question as well. What I don't know. Is there any moves you think that the Lakers can make? Let's get your Laker Tom hat on for a second here, because he's always thinking trades, and let's get your Laker Tom hat. And what does your Laker Tom hat, when you have it on, tell you about what direction you need to go? Cam Johnson, I know you a lot of guys say DFS. I'm not a DFS fan. I think Cam Johnson would be a better alternative. Bigger, taller, plays about the same kind of level of defense he does. Plus, also he is a much better 3-point shooter. I would go for him. I know that BTS has mentioned Dayron Sharp. I think much more for the hair than the actual pointage is concerned, but he is a big body inside. I know Nick Claxton. We always seem to be going now. Okay, we've shifted from Portland from Utah to Portland. Now we're shifting east to Brooklyn. But your thoughts, my friend John, on where you would go for a trade for the Lakers?
So I think that really depends on what we're really trying to do because what let's be real for a second here, y'all. What are we really trying to do? If we're really trying to win a championship, then let if LeBron and the Lakers are really trying to win a championship, Bronny would have never came on board. I think that that's what I think. I think if this was about winning, um, like that, I feel like that would have never happened. But it did. Let's just let's just deal with reality. So if we're really trying to win and we're trying to go all in right now, I think our first need that we need, our biggest need that we really are in, dire need of is that backup big. That's what I think because in look at when we've been our best, when we've been our most dominant, is when Anthony Davis has not had to shoulder the load of being that big by himself. And I know we have Hayes, I know we have Koloko, but I mean a serviceable big that can actually help us, contend later and deeper down in the season. So I'll say that to say, like, look, if we really want to contend, I think that's our dire need right now. But one thing I said to my brother, and I don't know if you guys are gonna like me saying this, and
Well, it's
look,
okay. You pissed off everyone last night.
there's a way out of everything. But what I'll say is this: I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have this weird feeling that we're gonna be stuck with this whole LeBron James until he rides off into the sunset because he wants to retire as a Laker. So I think that and that right there is going to handicap us from doing anything to really make us competitive. So I just think that we're going to be handicapped. So we're never going to be able to truly be great. And it's not the same. And I said it yesterday. I'm not saying it's the same, but it's a similar situation to the Kobe thing, to where it's like, man, like we have this all-time great on our team, and like we'd be wrong to not give this guy the farewell, the carpet rollout on the way out, and especially for a player like LeBron who's like still even actually contributing. But like we'd be wrong to do that. So it's like we're gonna be stuck with contract and paying that out, and that's going to handicap us from being able to actually go and be competitive. And we're going to be every night, whenever LeBron James goes on his farewell tour, that's going to be the only fucking thing we talk about. LeBron James farewell tour in New York, LeBron James farewell tour in Brooklyn, LeBron and it's going to become less about the Lakers, and it's unfortunate. So I say that to say, like, look, if we really want to be competitive, yeah, for sure, let's go give this backup big. If they're, if we can get one, because that's our biggest, place where we need. But like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, even if we get that backup big, I mean, shoot, I still don't think we'd be able to compete with the OKCs of the world. I still don't think we'd be able to beat. I know we wouldn't be able to, and I say this unfortunately. I know we wouldn't be able to compete with Boston. I know we wouldn't be able to compete with some of those top teams. So hey, man, let's look at ourselves in the mirror and be honest with ourselves. What direction are we trying to go? And if we're really trying to do something serious, hey, LeBron, if you're actually trying to win, you're gonna have to take a pay cut, gang. I mean, even though you can't, I mean, at the next pay, like he signed for 3 years, right, Gerald? So
No, LeBron. No, he signs
yeah.
1-and-1s.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
he one signs for 1 year with a 1-year option, and he is going to do that again, in my opinion. This
yeah,
offseason,
and
he's going to sign another 1 year at the 1-year option. He's going to keep on doing that until he feels like he doesn't want to play anymore. And
yeah, and
and
and and that's gonna handicap. That right there is what's gonna
oh
handicap it.
yeah,
He's gonna and
for
we're gonna
50 mil,
continue,
yeah, yeah.
and it's the same thing I said yesterday. We're gonna, because we have a front office that has no real cojones and cares more about the money and the views and this and that and being in the headlines. We're gonna give LeBron whatever he wants until he walks out. So we're gonna be stuck, rolling the carpet out for another star. Granted, deserved, great, but just unfortunate because it's on my team.
Once again, it is the Lakers winning 119-101. Lakers move to 11-7, fifth place in the Western Conference. Big shout out to M24 with the super chat. Says, "Sup chat challenge. Cards down, Sprouts. There you go. All right. Great to have you. As far as the super chat is concerned, you can always send us a super chat. It's greatly appreciated by all of us here at the Lakers Fast Break. It absolutely helps out the channel immensely on that. But with that, Magic Man, it is the Lakers. They've got OKC on Friday. So again, what I said about last week, I said that let's just wait until the schedule gets a little tougher to better evaluate how this team is. Because everybody was rubbing it in on Joe and I. They were talking smack to John when they were 10-4. Everything was great. Got some bumps in the road. Saw some flaws, not only with the Lakers game, the Lakers roster, but we also saw it with the coaching as well. But hopefully this will get them back on track, and hopefully they could go ahead and compete on Friday. I'm asking for them to compete on Friday. Winning there is going to be extremely tough. I get that. If we get the best games from LeBron and AD this season and a super game from Dalton Connect, I think we can still pull it out. But even if not, I want to be able to see them compete with what's considered probably the best team in the Western Conference, Sean.
Absolutely, Gerald. And to be fair, JJ Redick really likes to compete as a coach against his peers, specifically those within his age group. For example, he really wanted to bust Will Hardy's ass. He made it known. He really loves to compete against Taylor Jenkins. And now you've got another great young head coach in Mark Dagnall. I expect JJ Redick to be on his A game Friday night, Gerald, because Mark is a fantastic head coach, and he's really found a good mix with Chet Holmgren out of the lineup. It's going to be an all hands on deck approach here. You're going to have to probably play your best defensive game of the year Friday night if you want to beat the Thunder in I believe it's an NBA Cup game, right, Gerald?
Yeah, Friday it is.
Okay, so
We
you need
probably
to
will. By the way, we probably have been eliminated with that big loss because of the point differential.
yes.
We would have to win by a huge margin, and Phoenix would have to lose by a huge margin.
Yes. Good point. So yeah, it looks like we're not going to
They're not
be
coming to Vegas.
yeah, we're not going to raise another NBA Cup banner, which in hindsight is a good thing. Or foresight, excuse me.
Pale Fox says Sean is back. I knew they couldn't stick that Diddy case on you. No, unlike Diddy, he is out of jail, out of the LFB jail, so to speak. No, he did go to jail for real. But no, yes, Diddy is not getting out of jail anytime soon. So yes, I think he got his third denial on his case. So
And Gerald, the Thunder, while they do have Hartenstein back, they are missing. I believe Chet's going to be out. They're not going to have
do they have Arkansas
Osmani.
Williams out still?
Yes, I believe Osmani Dang will
Okay.
also be out as well. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Jalen Williams is also hurt.
Oh no!
Gerald.
If it's anything about the Lakers' healing powers, they'll be healthy by the time
Oh, of course. Yeah.
yes, we
Yeah.
saw that earlier this week. We
Mhm.
should never doubt the health of players before the Lakers show up. So yes,
Yeah, no. So somehow the NBA opponent uh, gets a trip to Lords, and somehow the
course.
player can walk.
So
Lord, yeah.
I mean,
So
BD says Diddy could help LeBron open a new NBA team. Well, the Las Vegas Diddlers, okay.
nah,
But I'll say
uh,
with Diddy, he's kind of busy right now to do anything right now. Just got a little legal issues, but need I
mhm.
digress on that. But JY Hand said, "Hey G and Sean," but I'm also going to answer this with John too. We'll see his thoughts on it. Do true Lakers fans really want to see LeBron statue? His answer is hell no. I don't think it really matters what we think as fans. Again, John said it best last night, and I've said it before. Uh, the front office and the ownership loves LeBron, loves everything that he brings, not just monetarily, but the stature. He's a star. He got all-time scoring champion, did it as the Laker, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, brought a championship to the Lakers. That was enough in their eyes. They're going to put a statue there whether we like it or not. Their love for LeBron supersedes anything we say on it. I don't want to waste too much breath or anger or go back and forth on people like John did last night. Because John, let me bring it back to you and talking about the statue, and Sean, you can interject as well. Again, it's not up to us. This team absolutely loves it. I always go back to the moment last season when LeBron sat out of the game and had Jeannie on one arm and Linda Rampus on the other arm. He has the full control of this organization. And despite whoever out there, including myself, that may not like it, it doesn't matter what we think, to quote The Rock, because he's going to continue to run this organization. That's how he sees fit, John.
That was funny. I got that kind of late. He said, to quote The Rock, it doesn't matter what you think. That is hilarious, actually. No, for sure, guys. I mean, look, I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. He's running this team. Yeah, I mean,
that's exactly what I was talking about. I told you guys
for sure, exactly.
Ronnie is leading the league and leads the team in jersey sales, even above his dad.
And you know what's crazy, y'all? And like, this is why y'all gotta go deep and y'all gotta see like what is the motive for some of these owners? Because you know what's crazy? We love basketball, y'all. Like, shout out Sean, man. It's like, I mean, today it's an early day, I guess, for regular Lakers games, but usually Lakers games are friggin' ended and doing post games at like 1 a.m. his time. Like, it's insane. I'm lucky to be in Pacific time coast. But it's like, yo, we do all this stuff and we don't even necessarily really get paid for it, right? Just yet. But it's like, bro, Jeannie and most of these owners, they don't give a fuck about basketball, y'all. They are all about that bread. They're all about that moolah. This is just so much deeper than them. And like, that's why I love, and it's sad to say because he's a Clipper, but the Steve Ballmers of the world, the Mark Cubans of the world, the Jacob Lacombs of the world, the people who are like, you know what, like, I'm willing to put in my own money. I'm willing to go into luxury tax. I'm willing to do this because I know winning solves everything. Jeannie, and another thing is all those guys also have other ventures outside of the Lakers. Jeannie, all they have is that real estate fucking company, and besides that, like, they make their money off the Lakers, so she doesn't want to put herself in a situation where she could fuck up their family money. Like, I mean, Simba gonna get fucked up, but y'all understand.
Well, let's say it's not even. Well, let's say it's not true, and he's not number one because Pale Fox is disputing that in the chat. He's selling a lot of jerseys. He sold out the G League game. Remember his first home game? Sold it out instantly like that. He has got a name recognition. He's an amusement to people. People want to see him. People want to go ahead and check him out. People want this Bronny experience for whatever it is. I remember I saw it firsthand in Las Vegas. Both the people that were there just to see him and the people that were there just to mock him. Both ways. Okay.
I told you.
There's just a lot of interest in him, period. And there's a lot of people buying his jerseys. So even if he might not be number one on the team, I'm telling you, as much as would like to one day buy a Connect jersey or this jersey or that jersey, they are buying Bronny jerseys, guys.
Yes, and one thing I'll say real quick on just like that whole thing. So I went to go see Bronny play when he was in college, when he was at USC. They played Cal Berkeley. I went to go watch the game. And LeBron was there, right? And that was one thing I noticed. I mean, the whole arena noticed was every single time Bronny touched the ball. Every time he touched the ball, boo! The second he gave it up, like passed it up to Isaiah Collier or whoever was on his team, gives it up, the boos just stop. But the second he gets it back, boo! And at the end, I'm like, damn, like this is all just like over who your dad is. And then like I'm watching LeBron, he's sitting on the side. And just the gravitational pull that he has. I mean, some people aren't even watching the game; they're just watching LeBron, and it's insane. So I say that to say, like, Jeannie, if what she cares about is ticket sales and revenue and selling, LeBron James is her guy. He's her guy. So she's rocking out with him for as long as she can. But With that being said, I am gonna go do my recap real quick. So I will see you guys.
We're
I
going to
appreciate
finish
it.
up here in a few, anyways. So,
Okay,
John,
got you.
before you go, you and the family have a safe and happy Thanksgiving, my friend.
Thank you guys. You guys all have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful and grateful for every single person in not only the panel here, but also the chat and I've ever done here with Lakers.
Even
Lake-
Joe?
Even Joe, even
Oh,
Joe,
wow.
crazy.
Okay.
But all right, I see you. See you guys. If you guys want to follow me, get at me. Lakers Corner, and Clutch Talk. It's on YouTube. Clutch Talk's on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, um, TikTok, Twitter, and so is Lakers Corner. Get at me. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you.
Once again, it is John Costa, Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. But Magic Man, let's get you back in here. It is the Lakers once again winning 119 to 101. Uh, Once you go down that LeBron circle of all that stuff, the argument, again, it's out of our hands, guys. The more you guys talk about you want LeBron gone, the more that they'll keep him there just to spite you guys, just to say, hey, look, he means so much to this franchise, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to keep him. He has a no trade clause anyway, so we can't even trade him even if we wanted to. And I know there's some out there, a lot of people would want to, but he has full control of the situation, Sean. And people have got to understand that, you know what, whatever they choose is not what the Lakers are ultimately going to choose out for him, Sean.
Absolutely not, Gerald. And as much as um myself, yourself, John, Joe, and other Laker fans would say, you don't want to spend the money on him at this point in time. The return on the investment isn't the same as it was even 5 years ago. Like you said, Gerald, um, context matters to Genie Bus. And here's the context. In 2019, the Lakers were going 2018, the Lakers were going through one of their most worst 5-year stretches, not only in NBA history, but of the Lakers history. LeBron decided to sign with the Lakers, and he decided to take that mantle after Kobe Bryant. And when Kobe tragically passed away, LeBron also took up the mantle and didn't dip on the Lakers, even though he could have. He didn't. He decided to resign with them, and that was rewarded with an NBA title. The Bus family is very sentimental, as you know, Gerald. I don't need to tell you that. Sentimentality matters more than, say, it would to a normal business man or woman. And so LeBron is good business for the Bus family. And as Gerald has pointed out on several, more so dozens and dozens of occasions, that image is crisp and clear. Linda Rambis on one side, Jeannie Buss on the other, LeBron sitting in the catbird seat like he just caught the canary.
It is what
It
it
is
is,
what it
man.
is. Yeah,
It is what it is.
exactly. So
I know a lot of people get so upset, and I see the comments. Believe me, I answer them, especially on our YouTube channel. I get the emails. I can't stand LeBron. LeBron this. Need to trade LeBron. Blah blah blah. Problem is, first of all, we can't because he has to give it permission, and B, they don't want to because he brings in too many dollars for them. It's just a matter of dollars and cents. Now, if he ever talks about winning and his commitment to winning, again, like I said on last night's show, if you had a real commitment to winning, you would not have let Bronny on the team, and B, you would have gone and taken a pay cut of a substantial measure, not just the $2 million because Rob has no idea how to do math, meaning a real substantial pay
at,
cut in order to get people in there.
at least 10%. At
Yeah.
least 10%. That would have been showing, you're trying to help the Lakers win, or you're trying to help the Lakers get in a more advantageous for you to win another title. But yes, Gerald, I agree. The Bronny draft and taking a $2 million pay cut doesn't scream that you're trying to win another title.
No, it doesn't. Oh, by the way, just to make matters worse, everyone out there, 18 and 16 for Zubats tonight. No, against the Clippers. Yeah, just want to let you know how great it would have been to have him here. I still haven't found a rookie yet drafted past Bronny that's been consistently playing yet. So there's no undrafted rookies or anybody drafted that is yet proven themselves to be better than Bronny yet. Although we're keeping an eye out there. Ariel Hook-Porty in New York. If he starts blowing up, believe me, we're going to let you know. But could LeBron have signed for the LeBron as a free agent? I think he has a limitation on how low he can sign, but he could have signed substantially lower than the $50 million, Alan, that he took. Put like Jalen Brunson, for instance. Jalen Brunson took a substantial pay cut. No matter what Seven Grant says about Jalen Brunson, he took a substantial pay cut to get the Nova brothers in there and work that out. Plus, also try to provide for the trade that they made in getting Karl Anthony Towns, which offensively looks great, defensively looks abysmal. But that be that as it may, I mean, he made those sacrifices financially so that the team could improve. Sean, those are the kind of things you want to see, especially from a guy that's earned over $1 billion in his lifetime and currently is worth more than that on his I guess according to whatever your sources, Forbes or whatever sources, he's worth more than $1 billion. It should have sent the right message, especially in his waning years, that he still wants to win.
Absolutely, Gerald. It was printed out in neon bright lights that at that point in time he was looking to win. Fast forward 6 years, not so much. And Gerald, before we head off, I'll just say this. I think one of we were talking about the biggest surprises in the NBA so far this year. I think one of the sneakiest is that Jared McCain would likely win Rookie of the Year right now.
He is, yeah. I know a lot of people still like Dalton Connect, but Jared McCain had 7 games in a row above 20 points. I don't think you could dispute that right now. He is playing for the worst team in basketball right now, or one of them, Sean. But you know what? I'm not going to put it out of the woods yet for Connect. Now that Connect is back starting, this is his chance and his opportunity to prove his worth to the entire league, Sean.
100%, Gerald. I think it's a 3-horse race there. It's McCain, Wells, and Connect. I love the way Jalen Wells has been playing with Memphis, but I mean, he's been sputtering a little the past week and a half or so as, Dalton slumped to begin the year. So I think they're right there with Jared McCain. And again, I think if Dalton, he's shooting over 50% from the field, Gerald, which as a rookie in the NBA is just solid progress through 18 games. If he continues that stretch, if he could be a 40, 50, maybe 85 player, he will definitely be in the running for Rookie of the Year if he keeps that pace up.
Just to answer the question in the chat, what is the lowest he could have signed for? I think what I'm looking for, based off the notes that I was able to find, LeBron James is eligible to sign a 3-year, $162 million max deal. This is when he opted out earlier this summer to become a free agent. But in order for LA to use its full mid-level exception worth approximately $13 million under the new CBA, James would have to take at least a $20 million pay cut. If James doesn't take a pay cut, the Lakers will enter the offseason over the first apron, which they did, which would limit how much they could spend and send out a potential trade. So he would have had to at least take a $20 million pay cut. So he could have at least done that for the chat out there on that, and that would have helped. If we could have signed someone else at $20 million or two players at $10 million each, maybe $10 million players that give us more than Vando and Gabe Vincent. Again, just so many mistakes by Rob that could really help this team. And we'll see. This team is so talent deprived. I don't know how much we can stay afloat in the Western Conference, but I guess we're doing okay for what we are because LeBron and AD are healthy. So we'll see.
And Gerald, I know there's always a few stragglers in our chat or other chats that often say, well, what's 20 million to a billionaire? What's 30 million to a billionaire? A lot, because I mean, put yourself in someone else's shoes. Would you want to spend $20 more if you don't have to? I would say no. Gerald would say no, thank you.
But don't give me any speech on how you want to win, because you're not showing it.
Don't.
Actions speak louder than words. That's all I'll say on that one. But once again, it is a good performance for the Lakers, 119 to 101 on both sides of the ball. They actually was probably one of their better performances all season. Lakers moved to 11-7. They are fifth place in the Western Conference. Before we head on out, Search and Destroy, again, just truly a fantastic job. Again, a big shout out to everyone wishing Magic Man well upon his return. If you want to go ahead and look at the beginning where he completed his initiation process, I just want to make sure he has been held to those standards. And if those standards aren't met, he will mercilessly take it out on Joe Soro. So there you go.
I will mercilessly take it out on Joe Soro.
There you go. All right.
That's Joe. I hope if you're listening to this, whatever you're eating or drinking spills in your lap, and you have to clean it up for 2 hours.
Oh, that's okay. He never listens to anyone anyways outside of himself, so that's okay. But we love him nonetheless. Yes, he admitted that. I'm like, Joe, did you even hear what I said? And he said, no. That tells you all you need to know right there. CB, no worries. You were working, unloading the truck. Yeah, I know you're moving, so no worries, my friend. Just you be safe out there. But one last plug. We love Joe here. Despite what we say all the time, all kidding aside, we do love Joe very much. Corrupt his game that he helped finance, and it has now come to light. It is now a game. If you are interested in the fighting genre, please go ahead and support him today. And also the single man developer in this operation, as far as it's a lone developer. It's not a team. It's not a huge studio. It's just one guy, Jesse, that he helped bring his dream to light. And again, Joe's been a big part of that. And I'm wishing him, Jesse, and the entire PR team at Corrupt all the best with this game. Hoping that you find success. And I'm hoping if you are out there that you want to go ahead and try something new on Steam and you're a PC game player, go ahead and give Corrupt a try today. Right there for you. Search has got the link set up for you in the chat. So there's no excuses. It's also in the description below. No excuses. Try Corrupt today. COREUPT on Steam. Well, Sean, it's been great having you back in the fold. Ripping on Joe, cheering the Lakers, providing your insight. Any last thoughts before we head on out?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Absolutely. On behalf of everyone out there, want to go ahead and wish you back a happy Thanksgiving as well. But from all of us here at the Lakers Fast Break, we wish you a happy Thanksgiving from all of us right here at the Lakers Fast Break podcast.